Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Age of Fear 2 Chaos Lords. Due to some technical issues that I'm having at the moment, I'm probably not going to be able to do 2 videos a day like I normally do this week. It's probably just going to be one, but we should be back to normal viewing next Monday. So, before any further ado, let's get back. Can never remember the set of the phrase. Let's get back to the campaign. I picked up some of the magical crystals because I find them to be a cheaper alternative than using mana potions. And let's see if there's anything good in the magical bazaar. There normally is. Dark Elf Staff. I just need to get the money for it. That's a very nice item. I mean, Disintegrate's been made a bit more expensive. Pardon me, a bit more expensive. Because the developers thought it was a bit OP. They watched one of my I believe it was my Orc Let's Play, and they watched me using the disintegration ability with the Orc Shaman and found it to be a bit OP. So they basically have made it more expensive to cast and fiddled with the stats a bit. So it's not as good as it used to be, but it's still a really good item to have. So I'm getting enough money together to get it. Also, I'm aiming to try and get dual wielding with Belcara, so I can basically give her 2 staffs to hold and she'll become extremely powerful. Unfortunately, that's mean I am a bit short on cash. But hey ho, that's just how it goes. Try and get the Percival up to its next experience rank. Aim to get dual wielding with Belcara. Magic Burn is a very nice ability to have. I consider getting Fireball, but Fire Strike, but Magic Burn is very, very nice, especially against magical units, because it eats up their MP. So even if I don't paralyze them, I'll still be chewing for their regeneration. Or for their mana point, and it stops regeneration of their mana points as well, which is useful, especially against powerful magical users. Everything else is just general leveling up. I mean, some of my berserkers should be ready for double attacks, so we've got to get those done as well. Bloodlust is always a nice ability. I mean, it's not fantastic if you run into like undead and constructs and stuff, but it's still not bad. So we get that. Killing Blow for the bats. I'm trying to remember what Killing Blow does. I believe that if you attack a creature that's on 1 health, you automatically hit, or you automatically kill it if it's on 1 health. So it's a good weapons like unit sniper ability. But the problem is with the Killing Blow, you have to be within range, which I always find to be a bit of a risk. Yeah, double attack for the barbarians is very, very nice and would be very useful as well. It means that if they get jumped by stuff, my tactic with having units that have berserk and 2 attacks is to keep a pair of them next to each other. There they go. Keep a pair of them next to each other, which means that if they get jumped, they can hack their opponents to pieces really quickly. Most of the units here are not quite leveled up enough. I decided to upgrade my spiders. I mean, I'm not really using them anymore per se, but it'd be interesting to see what they can become at higher levels. Not fantastic, to be honest. This is one of the issues. I mean, they're not bad per se, but there are better units in my army. As I also said, me winning the when I won the unwinnable battle with the dwarves in the episode before last, there was some not penalties, but there was comeuppance for basically winning it, which was that though I'd gotten a lot of experience from killing everyone, I also missed out. Basically, what happens is that if you get defeated by the wizard, you are taken prisoner. Percival loses his cursed sword, which sucks, but you also get access to the ability to you get access to a number of things. You can either choose to have a Chaos Chimera or Chaos Hydra, and or some golems, and the golems can evolve into whatever type that you want. You also get the option to kill the mage if you want to. Unfortunately, because I'd already taken care of all of that already, I don't get those units because I won, which, it happens. I mean, I won something that they weren't expecting me to win, which is in itself impressive, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, if you want to have some nice like sparkly rare units that you won't get anywhere else in the game, you need to lose that scenario, because he takes you hostage and then you have to break out. Right, just finishing taking care of some stuff. Everything's done. Yeah, sorry if I don't seem as cheerful as I normally am during my recordings, but I've had really bad luck trying to record stuff today.
The air was warmer now, which indicated that it was morning. As the sun did not penetrate the canopy of vegetation this deep in the shadow marches, it was difficult to tell when night ended and morning began. Most of the party had been up all night, preparing defenses and staying alert for signs of another attack. Everyone seemed tense and nervous. The barbarians were very suspicious of their newest allies, and Percival stood sharpening his sword.
Percival, you have already sharpened your sword 4 times. Stop it already. You are getting on my nerves.
A knight shall trust his weapon over anything else, he replied, looking up from his work to stare her in the face. How can you be so calm? You put too much trust in those sparkling balls. They are magical, and magic always fails in the end.
They are my weapon, and they will not fail me. Just don't come too close. Stop sharpening that sword, now!
Later in the morning, some light finally began to penetrate the thick canopy, and the party could see the greenskins standing in the distance. Percival noticed something odd about them. Be careful, Kara. Greenskins are usually so blinded by bloodlust that they will charge immediate. Before he could voice his whole thought, some of the greenskins, pushing goblins ahead of them, charged in their direction.
Well, yeah, that's pretty obvious. To be honest, greenskins don't really do tactics. What else do we have? Nothing, no new units, I can't get anybody else. I'm pretty sure we're going to get will-o'-the-wisps. Or will-o'-wisps, depending on how you call them. As units here, maybe we'll get them out of the scenario. I do hope that we don't have to do the whole make sure they survive through the encounter thing, because that's always frustrating. And 9 times out of 10 I will literally allow the new units to die if I have to do the whole risking my own veteran units to save units that may not be any good. So let's hope that they live up to snuff. Otherwise, we are going to have issues. Yeah, we're in a marsh. Oh my, there's a lot of orcs this time. This is far from ideal. Well, you have evolved, so it's already pretty bad. Can you be a little quieter and try and have a few words with someone? Who? Replies to Percival. Oh, you can't see them? Right. Say hello, my friend. Will-o'-wisp. Oh god, what's that? It's not that, it's he. Be nice to our new friend Percival. Great will-o'-the-wisps. I wonder how they portray the lore for them in this game. I know that in traditional folk that they're supposed to be like wandering souls. And that eerie blue light, I mean, that's where you like, if any of you like know of Halloween, jack-o'-lanterns actually come from a folk story about a supernatural entity known as Jack of the Lantern, who was supposed to basically wander the world with his lamp and guide lost souls. Right, let's get everybody set up. At this point I don't realise that I've put Belcar in the slightly wrong place. It's not a massive problem. I prefer to have her in the centre so she can adapt to situations quickly, but hey, we're pretty far away from the enemy. I can't see any will-o-wisps, which means that they're probably going to have an entrance and do something weird. Just move the Hellblazer to the centre of the force, and as always our primary target will be the Goblin Sappers, because those things are nasty. I see a couple of shamans, which is less than pleasant, and a bunch of bunch of goblin assassins. I mean, to be honest, the real strength of the horde comes from those units. Right, just getting my line reformatted. There are the will-o-wisps. What? They don't recognise us from greenskins? First, don't go near them. Yes, ma'am. Right, some allies these guys are. Basically, will-o-wisp can possess units and take them over, which is very, very nice. So they're going for the ogres. Not my first choice. So we have a couple of ogres, and the other ones that look slightly different are war ogres. We never got them in the actual orc campaign because I didn't assault. You only get war ogres if you assault the castle during the daytime. Now this would cause panic pretty much. It's not a massive problem. I was hoping that they were going to get that guy killed. But no, to be honest, in the Greenskin Horde, the units that are the biggest risks are Goblin Sappers, Goblin Assassins, Orc Shamans. That's pretty much about it. I mean, the other units are like dangerous, like ogres and orcs and stuff are dangerous, and trolls. But those three units really can destroy people if you gang up on people. I mean, you might want some orcs just to act. As basically meat shields, but their whole purpose is just to delay units as these guys basically go to town. There's beating living snot at their own companions. This is why I hope that we get them without having to try and save them, because it would mean I'd have to charge off into the middle of a greenskin horde just to save people, which I'm not a massive fan of. Right. Let's see if we can deal with that Goblin Sapper. We'll advance on this flank. Fortunately, the swamp slows them down, so it's not so much of a problem.
Exactly.
We should just be in range, but give it one more turn to get. It won't get within range for us to detonate, so it's not a massive problem.
Come to me.
Make me. This
Right,
will
so
be
we'll
a bad
advance, let them beat each other up. Wiping out some of the weaker units, which isn't a massive problem. Just culling down on some of the enemy units. And the killing of their own guys says the will-o-wisp pop back. The will-o-wisp basically pops back out there. It will take a set amount of time to recharge its mana before it can possess someone else. And this is why I didn't want to go and try and save them, because it would just be an absolute fist in the barrel situation for everyone involved. Right, so we're now back to the top of the order. Pop that guy up. It's interesting. Basically, the one thing I will make comment on is the fact that as seems to happen with a lot of the leadership NPCs, the AI prioritizes their movements. They keep at the back of the force, because obviously they may have leadership abilities, which is all fine and dandy, but an orc warlord should be in the middle of things, in my honest opinion. There's the will-o-the-wisp gone. And they're still spending all their time in fighting, which is okay with me. Don't know why the shaman moved up there, but hey ho, I got no complaints. And they're quickly butchering each other, so hey ho. Literally, he's using up all his potions. Up come the sappers. We should probably be able to get them with a fireball or firebolt if we're lucky. Once the sappers are down, we'll just approach in mass. I don't tend to like assaulting into sappers, if I can help it. Yeah, War Ogre. War Ogre has been trained by orcs to serve in their army and result in almost unstoppable killing machines. Only the bravest warriors stand and fight a War Ogre when they arrive on the field of battle. Let's try and get him. Ah, no. Unfortunately, we weren't quite so lucky, so it has to be fireball then. He goes off like a cracker, so does he. Get rid of those guys, and we've pretty much pacified most of their vanguard units, so now we can aggressively advance. Trying to pop the mana potion stones and stuff out. Well, not the potions per se, but the mana crystals. I want to get a nice full charge so I can start laying down some summon support. Another one bite to dust. There you go, it teleport. Yeah, the same, the will-o'-the-wisp teleport. But I don't know, they seem really useful, but at the same time, look, they're going to be a massive liability. And he killed off the shaman, which is nice. Took a massive whack. Let's get down to business. Paralyze him, so he's no longer an issue. Let's get him killed. You can finish him off relatively easily. Just start. Most of the time I just do this just to get experience for my units. Mistime the distance for her, which is a pain. But hey ho, we can push up.
Hello there.
Yeah, I'm trying to go for like a sweeping flank maneuver, so we sort of drive them off the left flank and keep them bottled up. So it should work. Hellblazer is slowly moving behind. It's probably going to fall behind due to its movement limitations. Back to the beatings. There we go. They killed that orc. Tie her up, which is annoying because I didn't want her to get tied up because it would slow down my flanking maneuver. Yeah, I don't know, maybe the AI should be fixed, because at the moment it prioritises using its morale ability over attacking with the Orc Chieftain, which means that you can normally just ignore the Orc Chieftains, which is a shame because they're really useful. Fireball to the middle of them. Kill off one. Don't really damage the other two, which is a massive shame. Kill off that. Kill off that. Just hoping that we could get some stuff done, but it's probably time for summoning a fiend, an actual proper demon into the mix.
No regrets.
Punch to the face, and the berserkers can move up.
Find my sword.
When you're using berserker units, you really need to use them in combination with. You basically need to have two of them. You basically have to partner them to have them as a buddy system, so that they can take care of issues quickly. Otherwise, they'll get swamped. And pop out some imps. Probably this wasn't the best time to summon imps. I could have probably waited another turn.
Make me.
But I was hoping to clear out some of the trash. That was my mistake. I should have gone for the other one. I thought he was in range with the other imp, but he wasn't. But hey ho. Well, let them all just kill each other off. Will-o'-the-Wisp's getting energy back. And now he's going to get butchered. They're all going to get butchered. My bat takes him to beating. That one gets wiped out by an ogre. And the general massacring of the little guys continues. But as you can see, they've lost a good chunk of their strength, so I'm not overly concerned. I mean, the only guy I'm really worried about is that assassin and the Saman, to be honest. The other units are average in comparison, so I'm not overly concerned.
Have my attention.
Bring the Beholder up to support the units, bring the Succubuss up to keep that flank secure.
Yes.
This should be good.
Sure.
Get the kill off for him. He'll get some XP. He'll probably get charged next turn, but I'm not too concerned, to be honest. The Percival is pretty damn hard to kill unless you've got lots of units with multiple attack damage stacked on him.
Oh, marries.
Send the demon forward so he gets distracted. Alright, here we go. Slaughtering away through them. Send the demon to deal with the last assassin. This is pretty much mopping up, to be honest. I mean, it would have been a pretty tight battle if we hadn't had the amount of... Oh, I missed a 90%. It would have been a pretty tough battle if we didn't have the amount of support we had because of the amount of orcs we were facing, but hey ho. Lock him down. Almost an insta-kill. That's a really good combination to have, is to have a Beholder with imps as sniping units, because you can really trash stuff. I should be able to get a good amount of them here. Nah, not as successful as I thought it was going to be, to be honest. Move the units up to give more flanking and prevent them from flanking around us, so that they have to come into our melee line. This is my plan was to basically cordon them off so they couldn't outflank us, and it seems to be working relatively well.
Find my sword.
Put that disposable imp unit up, hopefully someone will attack it and distract it away from my more important main character. Yeah, we're missing a lot of shots, that sucks a lot.
You have my attention.
Keep moving the Hellblazer forward. Let's see what we can do. As I thought they were going for my units, especially the summoned ones. They're ganging up on the demon as well. Stealing his experience. Nah, didn't manage to kill off the assassin with that, but we did it that time though. With the last assassin gone, we don't have to worry about poison attacks unless the shaman starts spitting out snakes, which he might do, because that's a pretty reliable tactic that the shaman AI does, is that it will basically choke spam. It will pretty much choke spam poisonous snakes until the enemy units are overwhelmed. Right. Wipe that one out. Wipe that one out, so hopefully we're starting to break them around. They got a lot more. These guys have a lot more morale than I was expecting. I will disintegrate that troll just because I can't be bothered to deal with so many of them. If I get rid of it with disintegration, it will basically means that he will be dead permanently and won't come back, which is always nice. Plus it was the easiest way to counter his regen. Right, they're down to 2 trolls. They still got they got a war ogre on more than average health. Or more than half health, I should say. I won't be surprised that the shaman doesn't try and banish the demon.
Hello there.
That's probably something that they would do, which would be a pain because he didn't get much use out of him, but there's always next time. Move the bats up. I don't really want to send the bats in if I can help it.
Questions?
Yeah, there goes the snake spam. And there you can see like the Orc Warlord. I mean, to be honest, the Orc Warlords would have really moved up to attack. This, I will admit, this is one of the issues I have with the hero enemy AIs, is that if you give them a like morale ability, they just sit at the back of the unit, back of the battle line, and not do anything at all. So the developers may want to try and fix that if they're able. Have to watch out for the snakes because they're going to be a pain. Pelkara around to try and flank. Smack the troll a bit, but not much damage to be honest. Yeah, I'll use the mana potion. I'll summon another demon, because the one I've got is probably going to go off contact soon, or at least try and go rogue. Spam fire him down with imps. As soon as he's dead, we can summon the demon into his place, and then we can chuck him in to hopefully tie up some of the other units.
You have my attention.
Probably the stone thrower. Yeah, that's probably where we're going to go. Yeah, we did send him into the troll. Stone thrower. But first we need to get rid of some of the snakes. Yeah, and I'm going to start spamming some more imps just to deal with all the snakes that are on the field.
Yes.
Get rid of them. That one hasn't really got the movement to challenge us, so we'll charge in the hero to kill off the war ogre, so we can get a nice chunk of XP. That troll's morale is breaking. He was he broke free, but then he was desummoned. Just not the biggest problem in the world. The troll gangs up on my berserkers, which is the end of his sorry existence, and the Orc Warlord finally makes his appearance, which is way overdue, to be honest. As you can see, that troll's getting his head handed to him by berserkers, which is very nice. If you want, as I said, if you want to use berserkers, keep them in pairs because they kill off most things very quickly. Snipe the last snake so we don't have any units poisoning people. Send the fiend to punch the face in under the last warlock, or shaman I should say. Is it a shaman? Is it what? If it actually is a warlock rather than a shaman. Actually no, it is a shaman. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, as soon as they lost... this is the thing I find a bit disappointing sometimes, is that the AI prioritises morale abilities. So, for example, the Orc warchief should have pushed with the rest of his force. To be honest, he probably should have been deployed middle of the group rather than at the back. So, I don't know, it's just that we've seen this, we saw it in the dwarf battle, where the dwarf lord would have probably, if the dwarf lord hadn't pulled back and ran away to the back of the battle line to do his morale abilities, we probably would have lost, because he was pretty damn tough. So, and it's the same here, where the Orc warlord would have probably been a quite deciding factor in the fight, especially against some of my other less elite units, but he got held back. So it's not fantastic. I do think they need to try and fix that. It's a bit underwhelming when the enemy commanders just like literally lurk, especially heavy melee commanders like the dwarf lord or the orc warlord just stay at the back of the formation doing morale exercises. But we're just going to tidy this guy up, and that's probably going to be it, folks. We'll cover the aftermath of the battle next episode. If you guys have liked, please press the like button. If you subscribe, please press... Oh, the chieftain's fallen. What a pity, I was hoping for a real fight. Savage, you are more and more like an orc. What did you say, mortal? As always, if you've liked, press the like button. If you wish to subscribe, please press the subscription button. You can follow me on Twitter, on Steam, or leave a comment in the comment section so I'll get back to you. And we shall see each other all next time on the next episode of Age of Fear 2, The Chaos Lords. Goodbye.